So the NBA released their return to play schedule today, and let's just start off this video by calling a spade a spade. The NBA wants the New Orleans Pelicans, and more specifically Zion Williamson, to go up against the Los Angeles Lakers in the first round of this year's playoffs. They've frankly made no secret about that. When different return to play formats were being discussed when the NBA was trying to formulate its plan, it was heavily reported that the NBA was trying to come up with a plan that would feature Zion Williamson in the return. And I mean, on one hand, I can't blame them. Zion Williamson is a ratings magnet. And that's exactly why the NBA wants him to go up against LeBron James in the first round. I understand that. But I guess I underestimated the lengths the NBA would go to just in order to land Zion in the first round. To be honest, I just expected the NBA to come up with a plan that featured Zion, that gave the Pelicans a chance, but wouldn't necessarily completely pander to them and completely try and chauffeur their way into the first round. But that is exactly what the NBA is trying to do with this return to play schedule. Now, a lot of you have probably already seen these schedules, but before I blast the NBA for them, I am of the opinion that there's really only 3 teams with a chance at getting the 8th seed in the West. That is the Memphis Grizzlies, who hold it right now, the New Orleans Pelicans, and the Portland Trail Blazers. The Pelicans and Trail Blazers are far more talented than the other non-playoff teams in the West right now. The Kings, in my opinion, don't truly have a chance. They do play the Pelicans twice, so if the Kings can win both those games, maybe they can make something happen, but the Pelicans are definitely a more talented team. And then you have the Spurs, who will be playing without LaMarcus Aldridge, and then you have the Suns. I don't even need to go in on the Suns, do I? There's really only 2 teams on the outside looking in right now that have a chance of stealing the 8th seed from the Memphis Grizzlies. That's Portland and New Orleans. So as I break down these schedules, I will be focusing on the Pelicans and the Blazers. So anyway, I guess it's time to put this travesty on the screen. Here you go. It's the Pelicans schedule and the Blazers schedule. 8 games apiece. And for anybody with any generic NBA knowledge, you should be able to tell that the Pelicans have a much easier return to play schedule. And the words much easier, that's probably an understatement. Like, this is a ridiculously easy schedule for the Pelicans. I mean, look at the last 6 games of the schedule for the Pelicans. The fact that this picture exists in this form, in this situation, with the NBA crafting a return to play schedule, the fact that this schedule exists for the New Orleans Pelicans is absolutely absurd. The NBA basically crafted Cupcake Road to chauffeur the New Orleans Pelicans to the NBA playoffs. Now, the Pelicans still have to earn it. They'll still most likely have to play in to get the 8th seed from the Memphis Grizzlies. But given how soft the schedule is, I would not be shocked to see the Pelicans surpass the Memphis Grizzlies over these 8 games. The NBA legitimately gave the Pelicans a shot to do that because going 8-0 is not out of the question for the Pelicans here. If the Pelicans were playing the Trailblazers schedule, I'd expect them to go maybe 4-4, 5-3. With this schedule, I'm expecting the Pelicans to go 7-1. They might drop a game here, but I'm sure you guys get my point by now. This schedule is ridiculously easy. Now, Pelicans fans have been defending this easy schedule by saying that the Pelicans had the easiest schedule remaining in the NBA if the season finished as normal. That is a legitimate point, yet the argument itself doesn't hold up. The reason why is because the other team on the outside looking in right now, battling for 8th with the Pelicans, is the Portland Trail Blazers. And they also had a very easy remaining schedule if the season remained normal. The Blazers had, I think, one of the 5 easiest schedules left in the NBA. Yet, if you look at this, the Pelicans schedule remained about as easy as it was, yet the Portland Trail Blazers schedule got much, much harder. Now, there is actual proof of this with this chart right here, because this chart shows the difference in the strength of schedule if the season remained normal and the team's new strength of schedule over this 8-game restart. Now, given that you're filtering out the 8 worst teams in the NBA, each team's strength of schedule should get a bit harder. Yet somehow, the New Orleans Pelicans schedule gets easier over this 8-game restart. They're the only team participating in this restart whose schedule gets easier. The other 21 teams have to deal with a harder schedule. For example, the Portland Trail Blazers schedule got harder by 3.2 percentage points. Another way you can quantify this is the Pelicans schedule only features 4 current playoff teams, and 2 of those teams are the Memphis Grizzlies and the Orlando Magic, so the worst of the bunch. So when you're looking at the Pelicans schedule, it only features 2 legitimate playoff teams and 6 fringe playoff teams. Not only that, but the Pelicans also get 2 games against 2 of the 3 worst teams in this restart. One of them is against the San Antonio Spurs, who will not have LaMarcus Aldridge, and another is against the Washington Wizards, who will be without Davis Bertans. The Spurs, Wizards, and the Phoenix Suns are the 3 worst teams in this restart. The Pelicans have 2 games against them. On the flip side, all 8 of Portland's games are coming against teams that are currently in playoff position. Now, 2 of them are against the Grizzlies and the Nets, so you could say 6 of the 8 games come against legitimate playoff teams. Now, that is a ridiculous imbalance compared to the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, I could understand it if the Pelicans had the easiest schedule remaining in the NBA and the Blazers had the hardest schedule remaining in the NBA if the season kept on as normal, but these 2 teams had similar remaining strengths of schedule, yet somehow, when the NBA sat down and formulated this 8-game schedule for these teams, you ended up with this imbalance. And that only says one thing to me. The NBA is desperate to have Zion Williamson against LeBron James in the first round of this year's playoffs. And I have a major issue with that. I understand that it would be good for ratings, but the NBA should not be hurting the sanctity of their league by pandering to a team, and more specifically, a star rookie who they've heavily tried to market and push. The NBA should not be pandering to them by creating an unfair and blatantly imbalanced schedule. And I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it's because my Portland Trail Blazers got the short end of the stick here. Hell, the Blazers got screwed over so bad, they didn't even get a stick. The Pelicans got them both. So I don't know if it's just me, but this to me seems like it should be a much bigger issue than people are making it out to be. I get that the NBA will market their stars. I get that that's their marketing plan. They push faces, they push names. Zion is becoming a household name. But you cross the line as a league when you purposely create an imbalanced schedule just to push a star player. The NBA, when making these schedules, selected games that teams had remaining. And if I was running the league, I would have selected games in a way that gave teams a remaining strength of schedule that reflected the strength of schedule they would have had if the season remained as normal. That would have been, by all accounts, the fairest way to structure this season restart. Yet the NBA didn't come close to doing that. And let's be honest, if you swap the Pelicans and the Blazers situations, this is not the 8-game schedules that would have come out of it. If the Blazers had the Pelicans' normal remaining schedule and the Pelicans had the Blazers' normal remaining schedule, the final 8-game schedule for this restart would have been a lot more even, because I think at this point it's obvious that the NBA has bias for Zion Williamson. The league has always shown bias towards star players, and Zion is just the newest guy for the league to pander to. I just didn't think it'd come to this, with the league structuring a schedule based on the guy they want to market and based on the guy they want to push. The NBA wants Zion and the Pelicans to be the 8th seed and go up against LeBron James. It's not a secret at all. So as a Blazer fan, I just hope that my team pisses off the league they play in by winning games. It's just ridiculous that that is even a thing, but I hope the Blazers piss off Adam Silver and piss off the NBA by doing well. Only in the NBA would this even be a thing. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you believe the league is pandering to Zion Williamson and trying to help the Pelicans make that 8th seed for the playoffs. I think they are. Maybe I'm crazy, I don't know. I just think it's blatantly obvious, at least to me. So let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Also, give me any other thoughts you have on the schedule release for the NBA's 8-game restart. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys later. As always, peace out. Go Blazers.